Hello friends, welcome to jwreasoning.com. I'm recording this video for Sunday, August 31st, 2025, and this Watchtower article is part 2, Lessons for Living from a Deathbed Prophecy. And I'm not going to go into great depth, but this whole article is about nothing but serving the organization once again. It's interesting to me that these men cannot write an article that just gives you a Bible lesson, that just tells you more about what the Bible says, about God and His Son, about how to get a relationship with the Father and His Son. It's all about serving the organization over and over and over and over. This is what they're all about. It isn't about serving others. It isn't about serving God. It's all about the organization. And why do I say that? Well, let's take a look at paragraph 5. What can we learn? Jehovah values our hard work in His service. And what does that mean? That means going out in service, going out in what they call field service or field ministry, and doing the things and the bidding of the organization. That's what they call being in His service, doing anything for the Kingdom Hall, for the building of Kingdom Halls, for furthering the real estate empire of the Watchtower organization and keeping things going, keeping the money rolling, keeping that well-oiled machine lubricated and keeping it running. Later in the paragraph, here's what it says. Consider, for example, the brothers who work hard caring for the congregation. There it is. Now, really, there are brothers who do care for the congregation and want to do the will of God and want to lead people. But this is all about keeping the congregation intact, keeping the organization together, keeping the brothers and sisters in servitude, and keeping people following the governing body. Later in the paragraph, they also work hard to prepare and present encouraging talks that will strengthen the congregation. You know, these encouraging talks are actually put together by the organization. When I was giving talks years ago, you got an outline and you had to work from that outline, but still it pointed you back to the Watchtower article or to their doctrines. But now it's pretty much scripted. I've talked to some brothers who are doing talks at the Kingdom Hall, and I see what they're putting out, and everything is dictated. You have to follow their script, or you have to follow exactly what they tell you. There's very little room for anything else. So when it says they work hard to prepare and present encouraging talks, it does take effort. It takes some nerve for a brother to get up there, and sometimes it's very unnerving for some. And I feel for them. But those who get up there and just read the outline, it's really not that difficult. All of it's handed to you. You really don't develop a talk or a sermon anymore. The organization doesn't do that. Where years ago, we actually did that. Paragraph 7. What can we learn? Have you ever cared for an assignment that appeared to go unnoticed by others? Perhaps you helped to clean and maintain the Kingdom Hall, volunteered to work in an assembly or a convention, or cared for another task. If so, you are to be commended. So there's your commendation. It comes from paragraph 7 of this article. If you've ever felt like you were overlooked or unappreciated, you just got your commendation right there. It's pretty pathetic that these brothers, this is all they have to write about, is maintaining and servicing the Kingdom Hall and doing your duties, your due diligence on keeping everything operating for the Watchtower organization. Friends, I don't know what else to say. These lessons aren't about instructing you in the ways of the Bible. It's about instructing you in the ways of the Watchtower and in keeping that organization going. It isn't about serving God or His Son. It's about serving the Watchtower or jw.org. And I know I get more and more pointed with these videos, but they're taking you further and further away from the Bible and pointing you more and more toward the organization. I don't know how many times I'll have to do this for people to see it. But they keep putting this stuff in the Watchtower, and that's why week after week I sound like a broken record. Because the Watchtower is a broken record, and this is all part of how they indoctrinate you. If you keep saying it, eventually it's going to stick. If you keep repeating it, eventually you're going to start repeating it. If you keep reading it and keep commenting on it, then eventually it's going to become part of you to where you'll just start repeating exactly what they want you to repeat. And that's how they indoctrinate you. This is what the Watchtower lessons do. I've said it before, I will say it again. You read the question, you read the paragraph. You read the question again, you comment from the paragraph. You underline it before you get to the Kingdom Hall. And then once you're there, you do it all over again. So it is a very powerful memory tool and indoctrination tool. This is what they use their publications for, and this is why they want you reading them and them alone without reading other material. And this is why they want you in their Bible, so that you use their vernacular instead of what the scriptures really say. Paragraph 9. What can we learn? To serve Jehovah in the face of challenges, we must continue to trust Him. Now, is this really what they mean, or do they mean trust the organization? Well, let's keep reading in the paragraph and see. Many today show their trust in Jehovah by making sacrifices to support theocratic construction projects, to serve where the need is greater, or to care for other assignments. So there it is. It's about taking care of the organization, taking care of the things that they want you to take care of. It isn't truly about serving God. And then at the bottom of that paragraph, they say they do so because they are confident that Jehovah will always care for them. Well, you know, in this organization, they treat the organization as if it's Jehovah. The organization is not going to care for you. I believe that God will care for you, but the organization won't. They'll feed you and they'll give you the information they want to give you. They'll feed you the lines that they want to feed you. And then when the time comes that you're in need, they're going to ask the brothers and sisters to help you if they ask anything. But the Watchtower, the corporation, jw.org, will not help you. They're not going to pull you out of a jam. They will send out things and money and supplies to groups of Jehovah's Witnesses to help them because they pretty much have to. Otherwise, it would really look bad. But they do that to get the attention of other people and so that they can blow their own horn. Paragraph 11. What do we learn? We want to give Jehovah our best. In other words, we want to do as much for the organization as we possibly can. We want to give the organization our best. That's really what this is saying. Later in the paragraph, we do not allow the pursuit of unnecessary material things to hold us back in our service to God. It's actually, again, about service to the organization. They don't want you having a job to where you will neglect their service, the things that they want you to do. And what's it say? Instead, we seek to give Jehovah the best of our time and energy now, knowing that a truly comfortable and secure life awaits us in the future. So many of the friends have not lived a comfortable and secure life because they've been following the Watchtower, believing that the end was just around the corner, and not living their life like the end was going to be just around the corner, but planning it like you're going to die old in this world. And this is why many of the friends are destitute, and many of them are upset, and many of them are really hurting and working until the day that they die. Most of the Jehovah's Witnesses that I know do not have a retirement plan. They don't have a way to live after the fact, and they have to work until the day they die or until the day the end comes, whichever comes first. And so this is really sad. The organization is so worried that you're going to work a job for an evening rather than be at their meeting, because they think that if you're away from the meeting for 1 or 2 meetings, well, that'll make you weak. And then they start to lose their support system. And that's why they want you there all of the time. It's just amazing to me how these men think, and how selfish and how greedy they really are, and what they expect of you. And yet they're living up there making these decisions and telling you these things when they don't have to work. They don't have to pay any bills. They don't have to do their own laundry. They don't have to clean their own apartments. Everything is taken care of. Their suits are pressed for them. Their laundry is done. All of these things are done. And you have to do all of those things yourself, earn a living, and still serve them. It's pretty terrible when you think about it. And it's very selfish. It is very un-Christ-like. The Apostle Paul worked a job and supported himself. And these men don't do this whatsoever. And yet they say that they're the ones that Jehovah has chosen to lead his people. It's pretty sad. Paragraph 16. What can we learn? May we never allow trials to distance us from Jehovah or from our fellow worshipers. They're so afraid that if you have a difficult time, that you're going to stop coming to the meetings, because they realize that's their support system. It truly isn't about you. It isn't because they care about you as an individual. It's all about keeping the organization going, keeping that machine running, keeping the funds coming in, and keeping people under their control. Paragraph 18. The Benjaminites were no doubt proud to see one of their own become king in fulfillment of the blessing. However, when Jehovah transferred the kingship to David of the tribe of Judah, the Benjaminites eventually supported that change. They're getting you prepared here. Decades later, when the other tribes rebelled, the Benjaminites loyally stuck to Judah and Jehovah's appointed king. May we too loyally support those whom Jehovah designates to lead his people today. So there it is. It's all about obeying and listening and trusting in the organization and following them and obeying the king, quote unquote, that he has put in place. And that's those men that they believe will rule as kings and priests. Friends, always remember that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him. It's not through a YouTube channel like this. It isn't through a governing body. It isn't through the Watchtower organization or any church, rabbi, pastor, priest, or any man. It's through Jesus Christ. That's the only way to salvation. Keep in mind, too, that there's no other name under heaven given among men by which we must be saved. And that name is the name Jesus Christ. I hope you will continue to study. I hope to continue to do these videos, even though they will likely be informal for the next month or two. I will continue to try to put these out each week. If I skip a week, it's simply because my schedule would not permit. But my plan is not to skip a week and to keep going. So please, friends, keep reading your Bible. Pray about these things. Pray that God will open your eyes and allow you to see the words on the page of the Bible, because you don't need an organization to teach you. You need the Spirit of Christ in your heart, dwelling in you. This is what teaches you. Jesus is our comforter. He's our mediator. He's our advocate. He's our intercessor. This is all biblical. So please, continue to study. And my prayer for you is that Jehovah will continue to bless you until we meet again.